Hello, I'm Cerberus Dark One and this is What's on eShop for October. There was an extra long direct a few weeks ago, not much that interests me, but there are quite a lot of new games this month. We'll start with a low price section and contender for this month's unofficial theme of Metroidvania, blending atmosphere, exploration and intense combat in a 2D action platformer with hand-drawn visuals. It looks quite good for the price. On to the next contender for unofficial theme, roguelike, with Soulbind, Tales from the Underworld. Unlike other roguelikes, you don't pick up weapons on your different runs, but you use body parts of enemies you defeat to make you stronger, which is an interesting idea, although a little gruesome. Now, someone has turned Pikmin's battle mode into an entire game with jelly troops. Currently 10% off. This uses a lot of the same mechanics of Pikmin, but also manages to have an online option. As soon as I saw this game, in fact as soon as I read the name Dunkadillo, I instantly thought of Dadish. And it is made by the same creator, where an armadillo can become a basketball. I think it's a solo dev, makes fun little platformers. Hey, if it works, keep doing it. King of Ping Pong Mega Mix, 20% off until the 7th, which actually brings it down into the budget category. Table tennis with a fighting game twist. Outmatch your opponents in a boss rush tournament. Going from one first-person fighter into the mid-price section for another, with Baki Hanma. There's a demo if you want to give this a try. Based on the anime, this is a 2D front-facing action fighting game. A game that was revealed and released on the same day as the Nintendo Direct. Linked Banner of the Spark. They call this a roguelife RPG, which is a mix of roguelite and life sim. It's available for both Switch 1 and Switch 2 with a free upgrade, plus mouse controls and game share. Stormlancers, another game from the Direct, and another fast-paced roguelike, except this one's built with couch co-op in mind. Formula Legends is a racing game that covers the tech evolution between the 60s and the modern day. It looks a little simple, but is supposed to be a pretty good racer, with weather elements and tactical pit stops. It's got a demo which I'll have a go at when I get a chance. Next, LEGO Voyagers. This was in the Direct as well. This is a co-op adventure story, which could be played locally or online, with the free to download friend pass. Another LEGO game is LEGO Party, a 4-player LEGO version of Mario Party, with local or cross-platform online. Now for a game that crashed the eShop on release, along with every other digital store. Hollow Knight Silksong. The Metroidvania was originally announced as DLC 6 years ago, and finally getting released as a sequel. Then everyone said it was too hard. There's a Switch 1 and 2 version, with a free update, great to see. And another massive sequel release, Hades 2, a roguelike dungeon crawler. This also has a Switch 1 and 2 version, with a free upgrade. I think they're starting to hear the feedback. Maybe you can say there's costs involved with upgrading an older game, but a brand new release shouldn't have any extra costs between versions. Let's upgrade to some big releases, starting with a gold edition of Star Wars Outlaws, which combines the game and season pass. But I hear this is a good port if you don't mind the problems with the actual gameplay. Switch 2 only. Another Switch 2 exclusive, Demon Ex Machina Titanic Scion. This has a demo which I downloaded and haven't played yet, but I did notice it's a 20GB demo, so it better be amazing. People are saying that it takes after Xenoblade X, which you can see, at least story-wise. The first chapter of the Trails RPG series gets a full remake, with the Switch 1 getting a demo. It's also available on Switch 2, including an upgrade option. at roughly 1.6% cost. Not quite free, but also not too bad. For the final new release this month, we have Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. People have been comparing this to Mario Kart, saying it's a better concept on the world's feet. You do 3 lap races, and on lap 2 or other places you cross into another world for a lap. There's a demo, and currently it's only on Switch 1, but a Switch 2 version is coming at some point in the future, along with a physical. But now let's cross into the dual top 3 world, as Sonic Deluxe takes third, with FC26 on Switch 2. At number 2, Hades 2, for both Switch 1 and Switch 2. While 2 games make it to the Switch 1 number 1, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. And the long-awaited return of Final Fantasy Tactics reaches the top spot on Switch 2. This game is also available on the Switch 1 with a free upgrade. You can play the remake with the enhanced visuals and full voice acting, or the classic 1997 version. However, your save file doesn't cross over between the two, which seems strange. Anyway, that'll do it for this month. The most recent Direct, the longest ever, they announced the second Mario film and other games. They gave us Galaxy 1 for the 35th, Galaxy 2 for the 40th, so Galaxy 3 must be confirmed for the 45th anniversary. We saw Samus on a bike in the middle of an empty alien desert. They're adding Virtual Boy to the online subscription. Hopefully there's an option to play them in 2D on a screen. And Donkey Kong, along with a bunch of other stuff. Even unreleased games are getting paid DLC. It's kind of hard to justify the cost of gaming as a player these days, even with the free upgrades. But I'll see you again for another What's on eShop.